picture this. It's 3:14 a.m., like clockwork. Every single night, you're lying in bed, wide awake, knowing that in exactly 11 minutes, you'll need to pee. Again, no surgery. In fact, one of these secrets involves drinking more of something specific. Plus, what science now confirms about why millions of people over 60 are trapped in this exhausting cycle. Richard Martinez, a retired engineer, was sitting on his bathroom floor, exhausted after his 5th trip of the night. Not just timing, but intensity. The 1 a.m. visit was urgent, the 3 a.m. one, less so. Time, volume, urgency level, what he ate, room temperature, sleep position, even the phase of the moon. For 2 weeks, he collected data like his life depended on it. By 5 a.m., he was forcing out mere droplets. Within a week, he was sleeping through the night. His wife thought he was sick because she hadn't heard him get up. Let's start with the first factor, and it's probably the opposite of what you've been told. He'd tried everything: medications that made him dizzy, limiting fluids until his mouth felt like sandpaper, even adult diapers that destroyed what was left of his dignity. But fair warning, once you hear this, you might get a little angry that nobody told you sooner. A perfect storm of 5 factors working together to destroy his sleep. The secret was in the timing and the type. Fix these 5 things, he realized, and the bathroom trips would fix themselves. From 3 to 6 p.m., the final 10%. After 6 p.m., only small sips for medication. He added a pinch of Celtic sea salt to every glass. Why? Richard drank 8 ounces of tart cherry juice mixed with sparkling water. The second factor he discovered will make you rethink everything about your evening routine. She went from 5 bathroom trips to 2 in just 4 days. She said, "I was so dehydrated trying not to pee that I was making everything worse." Sounds random? It's not. 2 fists of non-acidic vegetables like green beans, carrots, or squash. It coats and soothes the bladder lining while providing slow-release energy that prevents middle-of-the-night blood sugar drops. Another hidden trigger for bathroom trips. "I thought avoiding spicy food would make life boring," he said. But sleeping through the night, that's the real spice of life. A serving of complex carbs like sweet potato or quinoa. And here's the kicker: a tablespoon of raw honey after dinner. Vinegar-based dressings. Doing them in the evening was making his nights worse. Spicy foods. Pelvic floor exercises increase blood flow and sensitivity to the area. During the day, that's great. At night, you've just turned up the volume on every tiny sensation from your bladder. Stop them for 1 week as an experiment. Result: went from 4 bathroom trips to 1. She now calls Richard the bladder whisperer. Artificial sweeteners. Instead of 7:30 p.m. gave his body time to process everything before horizontal position activated what he called the gravity effect. This increases blood pressure, and your kidneys respond by filtering more fluid to reduce blood volume. More filtering equals more urine. Even that innocent-looking yogurt parfait for dessert. But those who did them in the morning saw improved bladder control without the nighttime penalty. Or better yet, a 5-minute warm foot soak with Epsom salts at 9 p.m. On nights when his feet were cold, he peed twice as often. Coincidence? He thought so too, until he dug into the science. It is also the most controversial because it challenges the very foundation of how we think about nighttime urination. He realized that many of his bathroom trips weren't triggered by a full bladder. They were triggered by micro-awakenings caused by something else entirely. Once awake, his brain would scan his body, notice his bladder wasn't empty, and create an urge that didn't exist seconds before. That triggers sweating, which leads to dehydration, which we already know makes things worse. Richard went from 6 bathroom trips to 1 in the first night. "I couldn't believe it," he said. 30 years of torture, fixed by a piece of tape that costs to sense light pollution, electromagnetic fields from devices, subtle sounds, and even his own breathing patterns. Blackout curtains so dark you couldn't see your hand. All electronics moved to another room or unplugged. A white noise machine set to brown noise, lower frequency than white noise, less likely to trigger awakening. Starting at 8 p.m., every activity focused on reducing sensation and awareness in the pelvic area. Gentle stretching, not strengthening. Relaxation, not activation. He started mouth taping. I know it sounds crazy, but hear me out. Mouth breathing at night causes micro-awakenings you don't even remember. It dries your throat, triggering a slight stress response. But here's how Richard put it all together into a simple evening protocol that anyone can follow. Corny, within 2 weeks, over half are sleeping through the night. Master it, then add another. You know who I am talking about, that friend who jokes about their small bladder, but you can see the exhaustion in their eyes. That relative who's given up on travel because they can't handle strange bathrooms. That spouse who's sleeping in a separate room because their bathroom trips wake everyone up. Your bladder didn't become overactive overnight, and it won't calm down overnight either. Be patient with yourself. Maybe hit the notification bell so you don't miss next week's video on the 3 morning habits that can add 10 years to your life. Effective. Absolutely. Your body partially wakes, notices your bladder, and suddenly you need to pee. It's your birthright, and you deserve to claim it back, one peaceful night at a time. All of these were creating what Richard called bladder bombs of foods that irritate the bladder lining and trigger false urgency signals. And the ritual itself signals your body that sleep is coming. Just one. Try it for 3 nights, then come back and tell me what happened in the comments. Tart cherries contain natural compounds that help your body produce melatonin, but more importantly, they contain proanthocyanins that strengthen bladder tissue. Change the signals, change your nights, change your life. Because plain water runs right through you, the dead bug pose. She'd been wearing thick socks to bed for years, waking up sweaty and needing to pee constantly. The foot soak ritual cut her bathroom trips from 5 to 1. My husband thinks I joined a cult, she laughed. But a cult that lets me sleep, sign me up. Lie on your back, knees bent at 90 degrees, and gently rock side to side. This releases tension in the pelvic floor without activating it. Richard discovered that when he ate these foods with specific neutralizers, the effect disappeared. A tomato-based pasta sauce. Add a 1/4 teaspoon of baking soda while cooking. Citrus fruits. Pair them with almonds or cashews. The alkaline properties neutralize the acid. On nights when he ate certain foods, his bathroom trips doubled. But it wasn't just the obvious culprits like coffee or alcohol. The real villains were hiding in his healthy dinners. Water with trace minerals gets absorbed and used by your cells instead of just filling your bladder. Think about it. Have you ever noticed your urine is darker and stronger smelling at night? That's concentration, and concentrated urine is like pouring mild acid into your bladder. The results were so consistent, so dramatic, that she now recommends Richard's protocol before considering medication. Angry that the solution was hiding in plain sight. Another requires you to completely flip conventional wisdom on its head. But stick with me, because this is where conventional wisdom has failed millions of seniors. Think about last night. How many times did you get up? Don't sugarcoat it. You're creating the very problem you're trying to solve. Drop the real number in the comments below. I guarantee you'll be shocked to see how many people are suffering silently just like you. No medication, no catheters, just 5 unexpected changes that took him less than a week to implement. You've become so good at predicting it, you don't even check the clock anymore. And here's the kicker, these aren't the usual suspects like drink less water or avoid caffeine. I'm about to share what this man discovered. Before we dive in, I need you to do something. And while you're there, hit that subscribe button. Let's start with the discovery that changed everything. It happened at 4:22 a.m. on a Tuesday morning in Denver, Colorado. But that morning, something clicked. Richard noticed something odd. His bathroom trips weren't random. They followed a pattern. Being an engineer, Richard did what engineers do. He started tracking everything. What he discovered defied everything his doctor had told him. His bladder wasn't the problem. His bladder was the victim, the real culprit. Within 3 days of implementing his discoveries, Richard slept 6 hours straight. When Richard shared his findings with his urologist, Dr. Patricia Chen, she was skeptical. until she tried it with her other patients. So what did Richard discover? Factor number 1. You're dehydrating yourself into more bathroom trips. I know that sounds insane. How can drinking less water make you pee more? A 68-year-old yoga instructor from Denver was furious when she first heard this. She'd been doing evening pelvic exercises religiously. But factor 4 is where things get really weird. It involves your feet, of all things. Drop a comment if you're still with me. What's surprising you most so far? Factor 4. Your cold feet are filling your bladder. Richard noticed something bizarre in his data. When your feet are cold, your body vasoconstricts blood vessels narrow to preserve core heat. But warming your feet doesn't mean cranking up the heat or wearing wool socks to bed. Richard's solution was elegantly simple: a hot water bottle at the foot of the bed for 20 minutes before sleep, then removed. The magnesium absorbs through your skin, relaxing smooth muscle throughout your body including your bladder. The warmth triggers vasodilation, reducing kidney filtration. One woman from Minnesota called this life-changing. Now, the fifth and final factor is the most powerful. Factor 5. Your bladder isn't waking you up. You're waking up your bladder. This was Richard's biggest breakthrough. The real culprits behind these micro-awakenings? (8:30 p.m.) Warm foot soak with Epsom salts. 9 p.m. Bedroom transformation. Darkness, silence, coolness. 9:30 p.m. Small piece of tape for nose breathing. 10 p.m. Sleep position on left side with pillow support. Richard calls this the Bladder protocol. Breathe. Liquids, alkaline, darkness, dinner, exercise timing, and relax. Within 1 week, 87% of people who try the full protocol report at least a 50% reduction in nighttime bathroom trips. But here's what Richard wants everyone to know. This isn't about perfection. Start with one change. If you're ready to reclaim your nights, here's your homework. Pick one factor from today's video. And please, share this video with someone who needs it. Sleep isn't a luxury. Subscribe to this channel if you want more life-changing health discoveries for people over 60. Until then, remember, your bladder isn't broken. It's just been getting the wrong signals. Sweet dreams, my friend, you've earned them. You know that feeling when you discover something wonderful? Something so simple, yet so powerful, you can't wait to tell someone about it. That's what Senior Health Tactics is all about. Real people. Real science, real results, no miracles. No magic pills, just small daily choices that add up to something beautiful. If today's video resonated with you, we'd love to have you join our community, subscribe, and let's discover together how good these years can truly be. And if someone came to mind while watching, someone who might enjoy this journey too, feel free to share. After all, the best adventures are the ones we take together. Thank you for spending this time with us. Here's to writing a beautiful next chapter, one healthy choice at a time.